and OCTA.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Rufino. Thank you, Adrian. And thank you, all of you. I will try to summarize the multimodal imaging. And if you look at this, slide, you actually have all the sign. And if you have 2 or more of these signs, you can actually do a diagnosis of polypoidal choroidal vasculopathy. And first of all, we start with the color images. So if you see, as you saw before, the 3, in this case, orange bulge, you can actually think that it's a polypoidal. You can actually have a small hemorrhage, larger hemorrhage. But when you have such a type of hemorrhage with the level, you have always to think about a polypoidal lesion. Then we move to the OCT sign, and these are the signs that the work group, Asian Pacific Ophthalmology Society group, Imaging Society group decide, and these are the sub-RP ring-like lesion. You see very well defined here. Then you have the unfast, and when you have the unfast ring like that, you have to think about. Then you have a shark-peaked, like in this case, or the complex multilobular, you see up and down of a valley, I would say, and then the double layer sign that you see here. Of course, is not, for example, a double layer sign, always the single sign or for a polypoidal lesion, but if you have this one plus the others, you can actually think about. Then we look at the angiographies, and when we have, the hotspot at the margin of the RP detachment, you have to think about a polypoidal lesion. And just to give you an example of type 3 neovascularization, where you have a hotspot in the center of the RP detachment. And then, of course, if you have a nice ICG, you can actually see clearly, all the net. And remember that the polyps can be also not always only at the margin, but you can actually see also in the center of a lesion. And then the other important sign is the low filling. And sorry, I don't know how can I get out from the movie, but okay. There's low filling and pulsatile vessels. You see the filling that it's pumping, the lesion. And only in the mid phase, you can actually see the, bulge open. And if you fill, and if you actually wait sometimes, you can actually see that it's empty with some leakage around, like in this case. What about OCTA? We know that OCTA is based on the speed. So if you have a slow filling, you can actually miss the polyps. And we know that most of the time, as I show in ICG, you have a slow filling. So in that case, you don't see, but in sometimes you can actually be able to see the polyps. So it's really depending, and so OCTA cannot be giving the last word, but ICG is more important. And here another example of the ICG and the polyps, in this case taken with the different instruments, OCTA instruments, and you can actually see that in that case was quite well visible. So in conclusion, these are, again, all the signs that you can use to identify. And if you use 2 or more of these, you are able to identify a polypoidal choroidal vasculopathy. Thank you.